dead yet. It's a Friday cheers right here. Rocking it out with the Iron City House Rockers. Yeah, friends of Greg over at Three Dimensions. Yeah, they're from Pittsburgh, just like Greg over at Three Dimensions of Music. Oh yeah, they go into the chorus. It's great one. Talk about that in a minute. Yeah, so it's just another Friday cheers over here in Buffalo, and I was gonna say it's snowing. It was a minute ago. It's kind of like a snow globe here. You shake it for a minute, you snow for 15 minutes, you can't see anything, and then it stops, and then it starts again, right? Rinse and repeat. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. This classic mug here from 2022. I ran the Boston Marathon, and they gave me this glass. They didn't have the decency to fill it with anything. You'd think with that race fee, they'd give you at least a full pint at the finish line. But yeah, doing a quality pour here. This is, I was taught by one of the best, one of the mad professors of the pints in the vinyl community. Yes, it's the king of the perfect pour right here. It's Alex over there at Beer and Vinyl. Get over there and give him a sub. He's at 850,000, you can see right there. So I'm pushing to 1 trillion, so try to keep up, Alex, all right? So anyway, cheers to him and everybody else out there, vinyl community, or, you know, whatever, outer hemisphere, atmosphere, aliens. I'm going to need the aliens to get to 1 trillion subscribers. They better get on board soon, man. I gotta adjust my high-end tripod. So yeah, speaking of the contest, it's a push to 1 trillion. You already know about it because you've probably subscribed, but unless we get into exponents of people, I don't know how I'm going to get to 1 trillion. So there's a few outliers here that I'm waiting on to do contest entries because we still have till Valentine's Day. That's February 14th for you non-romantics out there, where you win. You know, it's a $50 US Amazon gift card because I'm a high budget guy, so it's $50. Just don't spend it all in one place. Colton's knocking stuff over already. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, we got to push to 1 trillion here. Here's the list, man. Let's push to 1 trillion. Right out of the gate, Rob at Northern Revolutions, Ernest Eldridge, the Trailer Park Pimp, M Fidelity, Jeff Witcher. It's his Vinyl Destinations, the name of his channel. Embryonic Robot, he's everywhere. A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Bob Costas. Morton Astad, Vinyl Lounge Montreal, that's Olivier and Katie. Wax and Relax, that's John from Florida, and sometimes his son John shows up. That Vinyl Channel, that's Boz. He gets 2 entries because he was in the video with his daughter. There's only been 2 channels that had a special guest, and that was Boz, that Vinyl Channel, and David Atkinson. He had a great video with his daughter, Jenny. She's in the car. He's driving her back to university. And she's in the video for like 3 minutes. Best Supporting Actor award potentially going to her. I'm having awards at this year's party in July. I'm not going to say what the categories are, but Best Supporting Actor could be a potential, but these will be non-traditional, like unlike the Oscars, the Academy Awards as they're called here in the US. We're renaming it actually. So Ralstonian's music channel, Steve at the Ralstonian's Music Report, he changes his channel name so much I can't keep up. He was at my party last summer. He's a greater Boston guy. So he suggested we give out awards called the Coltons. I believe it was Steve that made this suggestion in one of the comments. So we're going to have the Colton Awards. So if you're at the party in July, once I have the guest list, Patty and I are going to configure the awards ceremony. It's going to be, making it sound formal, but it'll be far from that. Yeah, just think Ricky Gervais hosting the Golden Globes and you'll have me as your host. You'll be in line with that sense of humor. So anyway, yeah, we're going to have awards. So anyway, yeah, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, carrying on with all these people that have made videos for the contest. Richard S., who's now rebranded as Richard's Vinyl Tap House. Pretty cool rebranding there, Richard. Glenn Calloway from The Basement. My Vinyl Attic. Daryl, the Northern Vinyl guy. He's having a contest right now. Get over there. Do it. What else we got here? Don the Old Goat. Awesome. Don in his mushroom room. I love it. Tony at 2 from the Trunk. Speaking of Pittsburgh and that opening there to the video today, Tony's another greater Pittsburgh dude. We got Greg at 3 Dimension. No, Greg hasn't made a video yet, actually. I gotta get Greg on board. So I had him on the list, but he hasn't made a contest entry yet. But I know he will. Super dude. Yeah, so anyway, if there was an award for most laid back guy in the vinyl community, he'd be he's in the running for that category, big time. Jack at the Vinyl Martini, Dolphin Dale, Craig's Vinyl Plethora, Craig at the Spirit of Vinyl, a couple of Craigs there. Jason at Low Noise, Jason Skills, and Revolver Records here. I was in there last Saturday. You saw me do a video there. If you're watching this channel. So Phil, the owner, he's like, hey, we could plan a special event. So Low Noise, Jason Skills with the turntable skills straight out of Ottawa, Ontario. If he comes to the party, maybe we could do a DJ thing. We'll get on that. We'll talk about that, Jason. The Vinyl Monkey, I already mentioned David Atkinson at Music and More. Physical Format Rock and Roll, that's Gary, straight out of Ohio, man. He should run for governor. Sam St. John, Americana Sam, as he's now known. Mark Morris, Fitz's Electric Bar. Doug at the Auditory Vinyl. Ed at On My Turntable. Randall Weaver, he was spinning some 45s last night doing a live stream. Pretty cool, Randy. And Keith at Attack from Down Under. And Steve at the Ralstonian Music Report. And of course, Randall Nelson, another Randy. Don't think I mentioned him earlier. He did a video too. And he's a world traveler. He's even been to my hometown, Brockville. So shout out to all those people. Yeah, so let's get into some music. So yeah, right out of the gate, Pittsburgh here. I was talking about these guys. It's the Iron City House Rockers. This is their second full length from 1980. It's called Have a Good Time But Get Out Alive. Yeah, words to live by, right? So anyway, you can see the band on the back here. So I saw this was a blind buy last Saturday. Looked at it. I'm like, hey, this looks kind of cool. With the photos on the back and whatnot. Looked them up on myallmusic.com like I do. And hey, I'll give this a spin. So when I got it home, threw it on. I'm like, wow, kind of sounds like Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. And with mixed with some power pop. Well, as it turns out, when I dug a little deeper, turns out Southside Johnny was involved in this project initially, and then he got away with creative differences because a couple other guys on here, friends of Steve over at A is for Alice, Ian Hunter right here, he's listed, I don't know if you can see that, Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson both had co-production. They were involved in this. They played on a couple of tracks on this. And even there's a tune on here called Junior's Bar, and that features, you can see that Ellen Foley, that's the woman that sang with Meatloaf on Battle to Hell. So yeah, pretty good, although they didn't make it really out of the Rust Belt in the Midwest as far as popularity goes. But if they had those people on board, there was a lot of potential, obviously, right? So they did 3 records, and then they got booted from the label. I think they were on MCA. Yeah, I'm looking over there. It's on MCA. But yeah, really solid. Great. I've listened to this now 3 times. I like to get those records if I do one of these recent finds, which I seem to be doing every Friday these days. And I like to have a beer. That's what I like to do. Right there. Cheers to you, Boston Marathon. Oh yeah, here's the beer of the day. It's a local beer from Buffalo. Big Ditch Brewery. I could walk there from here. And once we buy a house, we're going to be in this similar hood. So maybe if we're at the party, one of the events, we go to Big Ditch Brewery. The social convener for that, by the way, he's going to set up events Thursday, Friday, leading up to the party. That's our man, Alex. Social guy, social convener. So there you have it right there. It's what's on the here? Oh, it's just vocal lyric sheet. So yeah, Iron City House Rockers, solid. Here's one for Embryonic. He might be the only one that would know this band. So this is another blind buy a band called Blue Zoo. Terribly misleading cover here. Very misleading. They look like a boy band. They are anything but. This is kind of like, they're from England. Early 80s, that was my jam. I mean, I was early high school. I was into the new wave, all the new wave music out of the UK, right? These guys passed me by. Was not aware. I think it's pretty obscure, though. They did 2 or 3 records. And so this one, anyway, it kind of sounds like Blamage, and then it points, one song on here called Love Moves in Strange Ways, kind of sounds like Wire, and I know that's another band Embryonic would probably know. The only other person I think, and he is in England, that might know it is Rob Walker. He knows a lot of 80s music. So yeah, Rob Walker, where are you? You haven't made a contest entry yet, man. Come on, man. You didn't do the vinyl tag, and we got to get you on. Enter my contest, man. You can do it, man. Yeah, we got Wide Boy Awake, another band I wonder if Rob Walker would know. And Wide Boy Awake, again, it's a spin-off band. I'll spit that out. This guy, Kevin Mooney, that was in the band. This guy right up here, bass player. He was in Adam and the Ants. Before Adam, he went solo and did this, friend or foe, right? So Adam and the Ants, rather, I'll spit it out. Kevin Mooney was in that band, and he also later went on to play bass on Sinead O'Connor's debut, The Lion and the Cobra, that one from 1986. 86 or 87, one of those two. But yeah, a really solid debut by the late great Sinead, and he plays bass on it. So a little side trivia. This is a 5-song EP. If I was to recommend a tune from this, it'd be Slang Teacher. Really good. Yeah, it's synthy, new wavy. Yeah, it's that sound from 1982, right? It's unmistakable. Shifting gears completely here to the beautiful Emmylou. It's Emmylou Harris here from 1985, the release date on this one. Of course, as usual, really solid band on this. The guy, bass, Emery Gordy plays again with her. Hank DeVito again on pedal. Who else is on this? On guitar, Vince Gill's on this too. Background vocals, Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Vince Gill right there. You can see in the credits on the background vocals. And this one called The Ballad of Sally Rose. Really solid Emmylou. There she is on the back. Fantastic. I'm a huge fan. I mean, she had such an output. And that's probably one of the later records I have from her. Wrecking Ball was her big comeback, but that's like late 90s, early 2000s. I have a CD copy of that. So I guess I'm building from her 70s stuff all in vinyl, and I'm going all the way up. I'll get to the present eventually here because she's still around. And here's another Emmylou right here. Release date on this one, I'm not sure. I think this is just before that, early 80s right there. There she is. Of course, most of these records were produced by her ex-husband. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. It doesn't matter. It does matter. I'm a fastidious guy with the details. That's going to drive me crazy. Where's the credit for production? Oh, well, whatever. Her ex-husband, they did a ton of records. And a guy from Toronto originally and ended up in LA. That bugs me. I can't remember that name, but what are you going to do? You're going to listen to the 4th album by The Police. That's what you'll do. It's Ghost in the Machine. This completes my Police stuff on vinyl. I had a copy of this, but it was one that got beat to shit. It was warped. I had to throw it out years ago, and I'd never replaced it until now when I saw it at Revolver last Saturday for $5, right? So it's funny, in my contest, one of the questions is name a solo vocalist that everybody loves that you can't stand. Sting's rolled in about 3 or 4 times. It's kind of amazing. And David Atkinson has said if he was to be reincarnated, he would come back as Sting. Living the good life, lots of cash, tantric sex. I mean, it's a shopping list of fun right there, right, with Sting. Yes, so there he is. There, Ghost in the Machine, really solid record. The precursor, of course, to their final Synchronicity. And Spirits in the World was just a really huge song on this, and it's really great. But then some of the tracks that never got played, Too Much Information's really interesting on kicking off side 2. And Demolition Man. I think that song Demolition Man was actually in that action movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. That is a great movie. Demolition Man. Maybe I'll leave the trailer for Demolition Man in the description below of this video, and you can go and check out Demolition Man if you don't already know it. That one could have won a Colton Award for Best Movie of the Year. You see how low our standards are at the Academy of Colton Awards, whatever it's called. This guy, Bugsy Maugh, M-A-U-G-H. I think I'm pronouncing that right. There's his name. There. So this guy, this is another blind buy. I looked at it, but I looked at the personnel on this, and I was like, hey, where is he here? This guy plays on it. It's Barry Goldberg right there, right? A friend of Mike Bloomfield. Yeah, so anyway, he was on this album, and I'm like, hey, the guy must be something. So it turns out this guy played bass on 2 Paul Butterfield blues records. Don't know which one. Paul Butterfield Blues Band out of Chicago, and this guy was active in the Chicagoland area. That's where A is for Alice Steve lives, Chicago. And so Rush Hour. Side 1 is better than side 2. That's a really good tune. He's a bass player, vocalist. But yeah, it's decent, and it's on this label. I did not know Dot. More of what Dot's got. So this is just like a promo sheet, inner sleeve of all their stuff. Division of Paramount Records, apparently. I've never seen this label before. But for $3, I thought, hey, I'll take a chance. It's pretty good. But like I said, I've only listened to it through once, and side 1 far surpasses side 2. Side 2 drifts off into just, not very good. But for $3, I'm going to keep it, and it won't go in the reject bin. So again, there's Barry Goldberg, another one I picked up I had something else out here to reference it. Oh, I had a Mike Bloomfield album, but again, he's a friend of Mike Bloomfield. And oh, here it is right here. Yeah. So this is Barry Goldberg with Mike Bloomfield and Harvey Mandel. Really, really excellent. If you don't know the guitarist Mike Bloomfield, initially he was in not Black Flag. Yeah, he was in Black Flag with Henry Rollins. No, he was in the Electric Flag, the Psych Blues outfit. That's pretty funny though. I could imagine Mike Bloomfield with Henry Rollins. Yeah, a funny hybrid band. Anyway, that's actually that's a great idea for a thread. You couldn't, well, I guess you could show the records, right? You put them together. Show 5 pairings that you'd like to see, right? So like I said, Mike Bloomfield and Henry Rollins, right? It could happen, right? Well, I guess not. Mike Bloomfield's dead. But anyway, this record I just picked up last Saturday. I'm veering off like I do. And Barry Goldberg right here. Of course, great organ, piano player. And this one, he just does all covers. Like Bo Diddley, Sitting in Circles right here. That's a great tune. I love the version of Sitting in Circles by Jerry Garcia Band. There's Barry right there. He's just having a dart, taking a break, having a smoke. There he is on the back, thinking about doing these songs. So yeah, Turn on Your Love Light too. Always a huge favorite of mine was the Allman Brothers Band when I'd see them live. Saw the Allman Brothers 4 or 5 times. And whenever they do Turn on Your Love Light, just like the Grateful Dead, terrific, man, in concert. Really amazing. Going back to England for this one, the Motors. This is their debut. It's just called Motors 1 in some circles. And yeah, so anyway, this one from 1977. Yeah, the guy Bram Tchaikovsky, he's in this, plays guitar and he sings. It's kind of power pop, and it also at points it even sounds like the Jam a bit on here. And there's the original Virgin record label, pretty cool right there, right? Yeah. So yes. So yeah, Virgin label, like I said. The song that kicks it off, "Dancing the Night Away," and yeah, "Bringing the Morning Lights." This is all really good. "Cold Love" and "Summertime is Calling." Really solid. Like I said, power pop. Kind of if you put the Knack and the Jam together, you get the Motors. I think they did 3 releases, and that was it for the Motors. And then that guy Bram Tchaikovsky, of course, it was a made-up name. It's like me calling myself, you know, Mike Tchaikovsky. Anyway, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, we got Maggie Bell. So I saw this. This is another blind buy, but I looked at the people that were on this, right? And I was just, you know, and the guy that I just mentioned right here, Barry Goldberg, is on a couple of tracks on this. So I took a chance. She's kind of like she's from Scotland originally, Maggie Bell. Kind of like a low-rent Janis Joplin. Sings like kind of like that earthy, raspy voice. Or Bonnie Raitt would be another example. The American Bonnie Raitt, of course. Well, she's the only Bonnie Raitt. But she does covers on this, like "Souvenirs." That's a John Prine tune on side 1. Really, really great cover of that. The title track, "Queen of the Night." This is also very good. And what was the other cover on here? Oh, I guess that's it for covers on here. But anyway, oh no, as the years go passing by, I don't know who did the original on that, but pretty good, solid record. Apparently, as the story goes, looks like I've replaced the inner sleeve. She did this one, and I think that was it. And then she became a born-again Christian and did a whole bunch of religious-type music. I don't have any of that, and I probably won't. So anyway, I'll keep this one. Another $3 record, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to go over here, and you're going to go to Revolver Records and get some of those. So yeah, anybody coming up for the Grand Festival, that's next July 19th. Guest list is growing. Yeah, so we're going to even do a food truck this year. We're going real high budget. And I'll have a keg of some low budget brew to pair with that. So shout outs once again to all those people that have entered the contest. Rob at Northern Revolutions, Ernest Eldridge, the Trailer Park Pimp, M Fidelity, Jeff Witcher at his Vinyl Destination, Embryonic Robot, A is for Alice, B is for Bob, Morton Estad, Vinyl Lounge Montreal, Wax and Relax, That Vinyl Channel, Richard S., now known as Richard's Vinyl Tap House, Glenn Calloway from the Basement, Vinyl Attic, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy, Don the Old Goat, Nick at Careful with That Axe Eugene, Tony at Two from the Trunk, Greg at 3 Dimensions of Music, Jack at the Vinyl Martini, Dolphin Dale, Craig's Vinyl Plethora, Craig at the Spirit of Vinyl, Jason at Low Noise, Jason Skills, The Vinyl Monkey, David Atkinson Music and More, Physical Format Rock and Roll, Sam St. John, also known as Americana Sam, Mark Morris, Fitz's Electric Bar, Doug at the Auditory Vinyl, Ed on my turntable, Randall Weaver, Keith at Attack from Down Under. I don't know if I think I missed him in the list last time. And Steve at the Ralstonians Music Report. A tie with Greg at 3 Dimensions for most laid back in the vinyl community. Could potentially be Keith at Attack from Down Under. It's funny he calls his channel. He's in New Zealand, not Australia. He's even further over there. By the way, Ben Rankins and John at Down Under Tunage, get into this contest and enter, right? I know your dream vacation place is going to be Brockville, Ben. That's a place you're going to go in the Thousand Islands. But anyway, and final shout out to Matthew Street. Great channel. He was at my party last summer. He did a video this past week where he promoted 8 channels and he included my channel. Thank you, Matt, for that. Amazing. He's just a super guy. And he's got like 6 million subscribers, so he's a big deal. But when you meet the guy, just a chill, humble guy. Yeah, just really a genuine person. So yeah, I'm hoping he makes the trip to Buffalo with Mrs. Street because we're saving a cheesecake for you, Matt. You and Mrs. Street. I know you both liked all those treats. So yeah, really great channel. I'll leave some links for some of these people that I've mentioned in the description below this video. And I did mention a channel last week that's forthcoming. My friend at the Lion's Den, LYIN''S Den. That's my friend Brian that I work with. He didn't get to make it his video last weekend, but we're going record shopping tomorrow. And guess we're going Revolver, big shock, because he lives in Buffalo, man, right there in this place. So yeah, he's going to be making his video. So when he does, I'll be sure to prop him up. And yeah, get over there and just subscribe to his channel because he was pushing to 10, and that'll get him motivated to make that kickoff video, right? And he's gonna maybe enter my contest. So anyway, right. King of the perfect pour right there, Alex. So anyway, that's going to do it for a Friday Cheers. All that's left to say, see you in the next video. Go Bills, I can say that.